What's up, guys? It's another video as promised. Just bringing you guys the part two of the video we posted last week. Taking a trip to my home district, my home county of Bapolu County. I know the title probably kind of initiated some controversies. Some people have different opinions as far as counties in the country. And just one thing I would like to clarify: if you look at the grand scheme of things, pretty much all counties are. Liberia as a whole is a poor country. So when I say the poorest county, um, definitely other counties are better off than others. Some counties are better off than others. Some counties, again, in as much as the country as a whole is underdeveloped, but some counties are more developed than others, and that's just the fact. That's just the reality. You can easily access hospitals, schools and that stuff in counties like Montserrato, like Margibi, like Bunk, like Nimba. But for Bapolu, that's not the case. An entire county, I've talked about this before on other videos, but this, and I mean, at the moment what you're seeing, we're still in Bunk County. As you go, the further in you go, the worse things begin. The things get. And I've talked about this before. Bapolu as a county, the entire county has only two high school. I may not get the statistics right as far as population. I think it's over 100,000 people. I think Bapolu should be way over 100,000 people. If you look at the distribution of the population, you're probably going to have at least 60% of that population that are young people, and then try to distribute that number of young people to the number of high schools you have in the county. I mean, the district that we come from, there's no high school at all. So there are two high schools in the county that are strategically placed in two of the most accessible areas in the county. But where we come from, as you're going to see in this video, I mean, it's rough. It's actually difficult terrain. We can't have we don't have the luxury to sit in a car to get to our hometown, to get out to our home district. So this takes us only so far, and then you have to get in the canoe to cross, and then get on motorbikes and that kind of stuff. And it's having motorbike. I've talked about this. I don't want to sound like a broken record or anything, but having motorbikes is even a blessing. A couple of years back, and it's not too far, probably 10, 15 years ago, people were walking on foot with their sick. I mean, if someone got sick in a town where there's really no clinic or hospital, they'll have to walk for 6, 7, 8 hours on foot. That's how my paternal grandmother died. Way, way, way back. They were taking her from our hometown to the capital city, and that was, I mean, many, many years ago. That was probably the only place you could get hospital, even though the hospital in the capital city wasn't up to the standard, and it's still not up to standard today. But they had to walk 16, 17 hours on foot to just get to healthcare. I mean, if you live in the West, you can count five, six, seven clinics or hospitals in a small neighborhood. I mean, and that's probably just 4 minutes away. But people have to walk hours and hours and hours on foot to assess basic things like healthcare, like education. Electricity is non-existent in that part of the country. So when I say poorest, yeah, there are levels to poor. Liberia as a whole is poor, but all counties, as all of our fingers are not equal, all counties in Liberia are not going to be equally poor. Bapolu is one of the newest counties, so understandably, development wise, there are a lot of things lagging behind. And the reason for even becoming a county, the reason that people in that part of the country even wanted to have county status was because they were being left behind. I stated in the previous video that Bapolu was a part of Lofa County, so it used to be known as Lower Lofa, but I mean, because all of the development that came never trickled down to the lower part of the county, everything just stopped in the upper parts of Vanjama, all those Kulahun, Vahun, those places in Lofa County, the upper part of the county got the development, and the people felt that, well, because we didn't have any of our children in the uh, leadership of the county, so that's what that was happening. But yeah, I mean, it probably is a controversial topic for some people. Some people don't like you stating the fact. Liberia is a poor country. We are hoping and praying that things can get better, but the fact is the fact. I love Liberia. I am an advocate for Liberia. I try to show the good and positive side of Liberia, but we cannot be deceitful to ourselves. I mean, to be able to heal acute whatsoever condition you have to admit that you have it first. And the fact that we're a poor country and there are places in the country that are deplorable. I mean, this is where I'm from. Yeah, I'm not just criticizing. I'm trying in my own weak way to make life better for people the way I can. But you know, before we get there, we have to state the fact. We have to show what's going on to be able to overcome the situation we're in. So I don't know if you guys can remember from the first video the rope that was used to tie those stuff on top of the car cut in the first part of the video, and it kept cutting. And I think it has something to do with I think the gas or the fuel, the diesel was leaking. So the longer the rope was exposed to that leak, it would eventually cut. So yeah, that's what you're seeing. So we had to stop um, to yeah, we had to stop to make sure we secure the rope, and then yeah, coincidentally we stopped right in front of a rubber farm, which was pretty again awesome. But we do have a rubber farm in this part of the county as well, but it's further in. Hopefully, you guys will be able to see it in subsequent videos. But yeah, I had some questions there about just how the longevity of the rubber investment, because it's again one of the good investments out there in terms of longevity. You can the trees can go for, I would say, anywhere from, depending on the owner of the farm, and the maintenance of the trees and all that, you can probably go 40, 50, 60 years tapping, and eventually you will have to make that decision that I want to cut the trees and probably invest in something else or replant. So yeah, what you're seeing coming up on your screen is the St. Paul River. If you're from Liberia, you're familiar with Liberia. I'm sure you've heard St. Paul Bridge around the Douala, Virginia area. So this river goes all the way there. It goes through Caldwell. So it's one of the largest rivers in Liberia. And that happens to be the boundary between Bong and Bapolu County in this on this side. So yeah, I mean, this is where the road stops for us, and it just bring me back to what I was talking about earlier, right? This is what people in this part of the county has to go through on a daily basis. I mean, it's not by choice. I mean, if they want to travel, if they need essentials that they don't have, they have to take this trip. And this water gets really full during the rainy season. In my opinion, I would say it gets to a level where it's a hazard for the people, but that's how they have to live. When I was much younger, we came year, probably I would say 15 plus years ago, and like bringing back the story of the motorbikes, we had to walk. So yeah, I mean, just stick and stay with us, and I will try to just put things in context for you guys as we go along.
We're at the St. Paul River. This is the boundary between Bapolu County and Bon County. I'm waiting for a canoe to cross on the other side. So this side that we're standing, this side is Bon County behind me, and then that side is Bapolu. Yeah. This area is, I mean, today is the market day, every Thursday for this area. So you have people coming from different towns and villages to come and sell. People come from the city to bring stuff that the people on this side need. And then they bring their farm produce, dry meat, everything that they are producing on this side, they bring it and sell and then buy what they need from the city. So this is it. It's currently rainy season, so the water is a little bit full. during the dry season, it's dry. I think I posted a previous video when we came in January where it was dry, so you can actually see the rocks. But yeah, I mean that's what it is. So stay tuned as I take you guys along, and we'll see you when we get across. Hopefully I can show some footage of us crossing in the canoe. But yeah, let's stick and stay, and we'll keep you guys posted.
Man, Liberia is such a beautiful country. I've been blessed to travel, you know, to a lot of the rural places in the country, and it's sad, to see the condition that people live in. I gosh, would look for the day where we can see beautiful homes and stuff on this river, where we can have a bridge crossing this river where people don't have to go through this, but you can see, I mean, right on your screen what they have to go through to be able to make ends meet. It's sad, and I'm not trying to portray this as a Bapulu only thing, but again, I stand by it that Bapulu is one of the poorest counties, and it's just you know I guess the people are unfortunate to be one of the last counties that were formed. So you know counties that were established before this county might be in a better shape. But as I said, I've traveled across the country, and once you get out of Monrovia, out of the Monrovia area and its environment, you start to see abject poverty. People are suffering. It's you know, it's it gives me no pleasure to say that, but it's the fact, and that's why one of our missions on this channel is to show the good, the bad, the ugly, but to show the beauty that this is such natural raw beauty that all of us in the diaspora, whether it's in the Americas, Europe, Asia, all of us have have a part to play in this, to play in the rebuilding of this country, to play in the just bringing our country to where we want to see it. This is something I'm passionate about. People that know me, I have conversations about this all the time. We have to get to that place where we feel hurt when we see these kind of things happening because it's not normal. I live in the U.S. in probably one of the smallest states in terms of population, but everything a population needs, the people have it. I mean, so what more about a whole country? It gets frustrating seeing these things. So yeah, I mean, this is really just an encouragement to Liberians out there. Um, you know, together. I know people, a lot of people say, but what can I do individually? The government, it has to be the government, and it has to be politicians that change the country. But I disagree. You know, individually, whether it's one step you're taking, the next person comes and take two steps, the next person five. Collectively, that comes to it it is going to take time, but collectively and gradually you're going to see change. I mean, if you're in a diaspora, you're from Bapulu, or you're from Kipman, or you're from Nima, you're from Margibi, you're from the southeast, whether it's Grand Cruz, Sino, River G, River Cess, come back home and do something. Whether it's just building a clinic, whether it's investing in agriculture, whether it's building just your little home in your hometown. Do something. That's the only way we're going to be able to change our country. That's the only way we're going to be able to change our countries of origin. I mean, this that you're seeing, the canoe that you're seeing us in is the safest canoe on that river. There are other canoes there that I think you saw probably earlier in the video where you have people that are paddling it. This one has an engine, so it's controlled by uh, I think a two-stroke engine or so. I probably I'm probably getting the specifications of the engine wrong, but this is one of the safest canoes on that river because it is controlled by engine, but it's still risky. You have children that have to get in this. You have families that are risking their lives on a daily basis to be, just to go about their normal life. I mean, it's they're not asking for anything more. They're not asking for any preferential treatment, but just to be able to live life as God meant for us to live it, they have to go through extra hoops and they have to face extra risks on a daily basis. So, yeah, I mean, enough of me blabbing, but I think you get the gist. It's important that we show all sides. On this channel, we've shown hidden gems in Liberia. As far as infrastructure, as far as tourist attraction, and I'm fortunate to have affiliation with my county where I'm able to show you this, and also travel to other counties where I'm able to show you what's going on in. Hopefully, we will be able to show you all 16 counties on this channel so you can see. Some places you go, there, especially when you get in the rural places, all of these look similar. So, probably someone in Grand Crew is experiencing the same thing here that you're seeing on your screen. Or maybe someone in Sino, River G, or Maryland. But yeah, again, at the end of the day, this is not normal, and we have to point it out, and hopefully things can get better. Hopefully, we can take actions in our own little ways to be able to help improve things in our country. I know, I know. I said it was enough of me blabbing, but the irony here that I just wanted to point out. Bapolu County happens to be one of the richest counties in terms of natural resources. I mean, we have a huge portion of the forest. You know, we have untouched mountains with iron ores. We have diamond. We have gold. I mean, bauxite. Just all the minerals that you can think of. And if you go, I think I showed a video of another side of the country where the Chinese are mining. I mean, they're mining gold, they're mining diamond, but yet and still, the life of the people remain unchanged. It's just mind blowing that the people that live on a land that's so rich, but yet they're so poor. Um, it's yeah, I don't know. Bapolu, if you just go and do your research, people that are older than me knew about Wiswa Airways. Wiswa is a town in Bapolu in the Barman district area. I think I did a video about that side of the county, but some of the biggest diamonds in Liberia come from that place. Recently on Spoon Talk, I think there was a few folks from that Barman district area that there's this diamond story that's been ongoing. I think they got a huge diamond that they took out, but the government, I don't know, for lack of a better word, duped the folks that got the diamond, and the people that found the diamond, the place that the diamond came from, they didn't get a penny. So yeah, I mean, we're again seeing the motorbike ride. That's the easiest way to get to the town. Before I've walked that distance before from the water side to this town. I think it's about probably one of the shortest distances there used to be if you were walking. So it's about 45 minutes or so. But now, thankfully, we have motorcycles, so it makes the journey less lot tedious. But yeah, well, that's the condition, that's the life people are living on this side of Liberia. You know, it is what it is. This town was probably one of the first towns that when we started coming back home, when our parents started introducing us to the county, because this is one of the easily accessible places. So during that time, my father built a house here just because it was, in terms of walking distance and accessibility, it was easier to come to us. So this is not our hometown. This is not where my parents come from. This is not where I'm from, but this is our home district. From this town to my hometown, I think is about 3 4 hours on foot. Now with motorcycles is about 2 hours. But yeah, this is one of the first houses my father built in the county. And again, I'm familiar with a lot of the people here. A lot of them know me. I've been here before. They've been, when I used to live in Liberia, they've been to our home. Yeah, that's the house you're seeing there with the peach color. It's this whole compound. So you have the house, you have, you know, other people that live in the yards of the upkeep and so that in other houses. But yeah, I mean, it's, again, a beautiful place to be. Whenever I'm here, I don't want to leave. So yeah, we rested a little bit, and I was just taking a little tour. So here we have a mini water processing facility. Sachet water in Liberia is called mineral water, but yeah, it's just the sachet bag waters, and that was just an attempt by my father to make, again, life more easier for the people here. Because to get that water, if they wanted it, they will have to go all the way to Total, which is about 4 or 5 hours, I think. So yeah, he thought to bring that water processing facility there. So it serves that whole district. So the people, so that's just the generator that supplies the factory. You have the two small generators there that's used for light, so for the houses. But yeah, usually when they're producing, they use that bigger generator to for the production. So yeah, I mean, again, like I said, do as little as you can. It might be small to you, but it means a lot. I've had the opportunity to talk to people about the impact that this factory is having on them. Just what they're benefiting from it and how it has made their life easy. And you won't believe it. I mean, again, it appears to be nothing to some, but it is huge, and the people appreciate it. At the end of the day, it's not charity; it's business. So yeah, it might not be as attractive an investment because you could do the same thing in Monrovia, right? I mean, we have two of these factories in the two of these water processing facilities in the county. It Trust me, it could be a more, much more attractive venture to do in the capital city. That's than bringing it here. But at the end of the day, in as much as it's not charity, you're making a sacrifice to carry an investment that far. Um, but you don't. I mean, everything is not about money. There are times that you look at the value and just the greater good, what you're doing, uh, you know helping other people. So yeah, I mean, awesome. Just to see that, and to see that they're actual beneficiaries, to talk to the beneficiaries, to have a conversation with them, and then see that they appreciate what was done there for them. Yep. So we got up the next morning. Again, we got there, it was already evening, late evening hours. So Glad to catch up with some family people. Had people coming to sympathize, people coming to say hello. Yeah, we called it a night. So where you're seeing here is the next morning. We're getting some work done. So the land over there where the house is on, it is huge. So there's a portion of the land that's still untouched. So yeah, they were just brushing. Down here where we're going is where you have the borehole that supplies water to the houses and the water processing facility that they have there. So yeah, I just wanted to come down to see it, and then again, obviously have them brush around it because you know it's LIB. People tend to forget stuff when you don't tell them to do it. So yeah, we had to come down here. I think you can see it there. So that's the borehole that supplies water up to the yard for again drinking and other purposes that water is used for. So yeah, just see the greenery, very fertile land. There are a lot of opportunities in Liberia. You can literally eat a mango in Liberia. We call it plum, but you can eat, and just throw the seed, and you'll see that germinate and start to grow. So there you have us drinking some fresh, refreshing coconut water. There are coconut trees in the yard, so I think you can see it there. Natural, organic, sweet coconut water, and those things grow pretty much without here. There's nothing wrong with here, but coconut and those kind of stuff, they're mostly plug and play. You know, as long as you're not letting the grass and weed to overtake them, they're good. So you just plant them. You don't really have to do anything with fertilizers and any plant enhancement. The land is already fertile. You can see how green the grass is. Just see the environment, how it looks. Everything is fresh and luscious, and just yeah. So there again huge opportunity in agriculture. That's for me. That's one thing I'm passionate about. There's a joy that growing food, just planting stuff and seeing it grow. That it brings joy to me. So that's my own area of passion. A little bit of real estate, but mostly agriculture. So yeah, I'm just testing the cutlass there to see if I still got my skills. I used to be yeah, I used to attend Rick's Institute when I was in Liberia, and that was our biggest punishment on campus because it was a dormitory, so we lived on campus. So it was a huge campus. So whenever you had whether the seniors, students that were in classes higher than you, if they had punishment for you, it was definitely brushing. So yeah, not one of my favorite things to do, but yeah, I was just you know testing it to see if I still had the skills. And one of the guys with us that lives in the yard, he takes care of the water facility. He was building his house, so that's the local traditional way of building. So they do those sticks, and then they dub it with mud, and you have a home. So basically, it's just the zinc and other basic stuff you need, and then that's the house. Um, the backyard, so to speak. Uh, yeah. So thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. There are more videos coming your way. From Bapolu, from Monrovia, from Cape Mount, from Bone County. We have a lot more in store for you guys. So yeah, just thanks for the love and the support, and we'll see you in the next video.